Yeah, yeah. Hey, ain't God we trust.
Hey, ain't God we trust.
Hey, who got the faith?
Hey, you got the faith.
Yeah, I got the faith. Do you got the faith?
Yeah, I got the faith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't God we trust.
Hey, ain't God we trust.
Keep that faith in your head high. Yeah. Hey, ain't God we trust. What do you think?
Hey, what do you think?
Not talking to money, I'm talking to God that be keeping me straight.
He keeping me
This life
straight.
could be gone in the blink. Was living with nothing and no kitchen sink. Shower water came from tears, and whenever it rained, out of Dodge, living in a Dodge, and the only thing I had was faith. I was worried about the repo. I was living in a sinkhole. Looking at others and how they was living their life was the secret, like Brink's Code or Victoria. We living in war.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. So, pardon the slight delay. We weren't having any issues. I was having some issues trying to get the steering wheel to work right for some reason. So it was just basically, if you turned, it turned all the way to the direction that you were turning towards. So if I turned right and I just want to go like 5 degrees right, the wheel itself would go all the way around. So I just unplugged the wheel, but it's still communicating with everything. So hopefully everything else looks to be working. But yeah, I don't know what was going on there. But so now we don't have any force feedback, but that's okay. We'll just try to do our best to steer as we can. So, other than that, that's really about it. We're still going on corn harvest. As long as everything goes right in the stream, we'll wrap it up in the stream and start bean harvest at least. I don't know how far we'll get into bean harvest because there's quite a bit of beans left to harvest still. Not near as much corn as we had a harvest, but there's definitely quite a bit of beans here to cut. So other than that, there's really not too much. What's going on, Jason? Welcome to the stream. So to be a little different without playing with any spring turning, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it's definitely not used to playing without the spring spinning the wheel back, so oops. So we're gonna try to somehow manage to get this header creeped out of the barn here. I don't know how well it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go well, but I think if we can get spun around, the wheelbase on the truck short enough that we can probably pull it out without any issues. It's just getting turned on. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it really seems like all my settings are different because the brake sure isn't. It's back to not doing much. Okay. Just try to pull this way a little bit here. And pull straight up. Okay. Oh, there's a truck. My bad. Yeah, I miss this spring. Never thought I'd say that, but I definitely miss it. It's weird not having it spring back to middle. Flip this around and get it ready to go for beans here. It'll still be a minute before we do beans. At least we have everything waiting there, so I'm actually gonna plug the wheel back in and see if it fixed itself or whatnot here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So it doesn't do it whenever vehicles are off. So it's not doing it terribly bad. There's just really weird resistance in the wheel, and I'm not a big fan of it. It doesn't turn smoothly. And like Logitech settings have nothing to do with it, so. But yeah, like I'm not even touching the wheel right now and it's just turning. So that's kind of what I was talking about. Just kind of drifts all the way to the directions. See, right here's where I really like to have the wheel, but it's still, huh? Oh, no, that actually fixed it. It's not doing it now. Okay. It's still kind of hit miss, but it'll work. So this is what lime spreading looks like whenever you're doing it on a 32x map or whatever size map Spring Creek is. Precision farming doesn't work necessarily well, so the data points are so big that it just kind of, yeah, you don't use a whole lot of lime, but yeah, it's like the entire field's like set at the pH level. It's just the pixels per thing are just so big that it's definitely I don't know why the lights on this tractor are on. Inner lights, 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 lights. Like sometimes auto drive likes to go to sleep for a little bit. I'll notice it sometimes during harvest. I'll just try to switch around, and like the combine will say it needs to be unloaded, but auto drive's just kind of sitting there until you hit it, and then it takes off. Well, definitely not impressive numbers on views tonight, so we'll be back to normal on Saturday and next week of doing it at Saturday at 8. So last night we were just getting hit by storms and I lost power a couple times, so I couldn't imagine trying to do it during that. So that's the reason we put it to Sunday. But so we don't have a ton of corn left to get done, luckily. And don't get me wrong, there's still quite a bit, but we're slowly knocking it out. So I don't know how many bushels we're up to on stuff now. I'm not sure what's going on here. We definitely have more than 32 bushels. I'm thinking it's a glitch or something thing. Soon you're probably around like 32,000 bushels. Go take a look here real quick on the whole fancy smancy map. See where we sit leader wise. Yeah, I would say we're probably pretty close to 32,000 bushels. So probably be pretty close to 1.25 million liters of corn. So it's a lot of corn. So now viewers, definitely not the night to stream repairs. We'll stream for a little bit. So the big giant plow spots, that was like originally actually grass that was in the field, and trying to get course plate around that was a nightmare. So I just took the plow to it and destroyed it. So yeah, there was no yield detected, but it will be there for next time. So really wanting a solid just 4x map to come out that would work perfect. I love how big this map is, but having such a big map has its issues. So one of those issues being precision farming. Why are you so like it's kind of hard to tell, but it's really chunky. Like I said, it's hard to tell because we're so far zoomed out that it looks like it's okay. But in all reality, it's pretty freaking all over the place. So, but yeah, like most of the time it's a little bit more curvy than it is. Dang, there's really not much in the used vehicle sale shop today. Not if we had much money to afford anything anyway. Yeah, this definitely was not the night to stream. Thank you to 4 of you guys that are out here watching. I do appreciate it big time. It means a lot that switch around, stream when it can. The only thing is I just don't put it on Facebook anymore, just due to the fact that like I've found that Facebook really, if you post quite a bit, Facebook will severely limit like how much that YouTube link's being reached. So like there was one stream I put a graphic out like 4 hours in advance of the stream, not a single like on it at all, and it was seen like by 10 people. So that's how come I backed off the Facebook post, because it honestly was just not doing any favors. So but I do pretty active in Discord, so if y'all want to go join Lazy Farms Discord, should be in the, I believe there's a link tree in the description of live, and it should be in there. So really contemplating decisions on going back to a 9x16 as my main monitor. The format just works a lot better than this widescreen. I'll still have the widescreen, but it's awesome, but at the same time it's just meh. Like YouTube videos are weird doing the, it's like 43:18 or something. It's like the ratio for it. Just weird. Weirdly sized. Hey, we're up to 6. Let's go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I know there's really not a ton going on currently, but at some point we'll probably honestly just wait till spring, but downloaded a manure spreader the other day. So well, it does bug me because I'm pretty sure the wheels are not centered. Like, not even close to centered. But I also do like you have all the, oh dang. For that to be color changeable, that means it's poly and not a decal. Interesting. So, shit is tight. Probably run wides on it, to be honest. Get a lot of weight in that dude. But yeah, our oh, we don't need this tractor running. Our manure pile in the barn's definitely gaining some momentum here. It's definitely being pretty large. So looks like there's 100,000 liters of manure here. So I have no clue how many yards that equals, but there's a lot. So that's that. Probably open this bunker before too long. Eat out of it. Nothing in that bunker. Got some hay in this bunker that will probably start eating through quite a bit. A little bit of brewer's grain silage. Empty. And once we get that other bunker empty, we'll probably fill this one with maize silage. So, because we'll probably empty this silo first, just to have one that's empty. So, because we'll chop probably one smaller field next year, just to, because, yeah. How many head of cows we have, it's going to take us a while to get through all the silage we have, so. Guess while I was waiting, I could have had this one go knock out that other field that was sitting over there. Let's get started now. I'm sure this field needs plowing, yeah. So, doesn't surprise me. So, which luckily we can knock it out relatively quick. Fairly big plow. Well, I don't know about this field, but probably take an hour or two. to 7. Let's go. Thank you guys. Seriously, I know that I went to all the trouble of scheduling these streams and then just been changing things around. So, do apologize for not having it last night. I just, between the stress of the storms and having to deal with the power outages, was not the most amazing recipe to try to do a stream during. So, like I said, I do definitely apologize for not having it. So, let's go here, go here. This is a oddly shaped field. Oops. Probably take Courseplay a minute to render all that out. Okay, Courseplay finally got it out. Thing looks normal for that field anyway. Definitely take it a minute to do all of that though. So anyway, that field needs to be probably plowed anyway. Everything needs to be plowed anymore, it seems like. It's actually not required to be plowed, but I'm sure it will need it before long, and we've already got the plow over here, so we might as well just knock it out. I have 2 discs, so generally the disking goes a little bit quicker, but because I'll put it on this one and I'll put it on the 8R, but 8R is currently on grain cart, and then this was sitting here, so I guess we can go and see what it needs after we've plowed it. Definitely probably use a little bit of lime down on it. Not a ton, but just a little bit. Tanner, I think Retro Mods on his Patreon has a Roto Mix. I don't have it because I switched to a tractor pulled one because it bigger capacity, but mainly because it was just one less thing I had to have on the farm. But yeah, no. I believe this is from Retro Mods, so there's one out there. So I believe it's from Retro Mods. I think it's on his Patreon. So definitely something up your alley there. So I'm eventually gonna try to make one. I just haven't had enough time to sit down and do anything yet. So got a couple other projects I've been trying to work on. You just get too many projects and then you burn yourself out and you just don't want to do anything then. So trying to find the balance between burning yourself out on one project and burning yourself out on 2 or more is key, unfortunately. So hopefully we are starting to wind down on everything here. Yeah, it's going to take this dude a solid I've been working on it. I am having to rebuild all the decals. So that's what's taking me the longest, because like it's really hard to find like the proper images that's like of quality enough to see what lines go where. Um, it's like I said, it's a work in progress. It's just trying to get that. I have the model itself done of the Baylor monitor. I just haven't got the um, decals done for it yet. Basically, what I have to do is I'll have to go into like a vector program and just create every little individual icon, and then I'll just put those out onto a decal sheet and then map those to a plane on the in Blender. But that mapping them to the plane on Blender is the easy part. The hard part is making all the little icons. So, okay. Well, not really doing much currently anyway. Should be my recent project, so it shouldn't take no time to pull up. I set that open. Modding. FS 22. Trying to remember what I put this on. No. There it is. So this is basically the monitor right now. I don't have any textures or anything on it. I still have to do the rear mount and the bottom plug, but yeah, that's pretty much it so far. So that's kind of, well, actually I did have textures on it. I lied. But yeah, just it's making all these little icons to put on here. So it doesn't look like this. It actually looks relatively sharp. So, but once I get that done, then we'll be solid. So I'll just make this black behind, and we'll map all these little buttons out, and then voila. So, it's a little work in progress, but yeah. So that's how it's going. So I'm hoping I can find like an XML, because like if you have the Vermeer DLC, your new barn will not. Are you meaning it won't load in multiplayer, or um what do you mean not work? I'm just curious on what not work means, so just let me know what that means. So everything should work. It's supported multiplayer, so I don't know. I don't hardly ever play multiplayer, so guess I probably should have tried to test it. I don't know. Da 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 da. So that thing will keep rolling. We're getting close. Will not load up, gives me an error and crashes the map. Okay, I will have to take a look at that tomorrow and see. That might be a what is, Do you have like a way you can like send me that error or something so I can try to backtrack it somehow? Just DM me somehow or another. But no, I didn't have any errors with it anyway when I tested it. But like I said, I didn't really try multiplayer. I don't play multiplayer a whole lot, so but I don't have class tomorrow, so if I have, or I will probably start a multiplayer and just see if I can't get it to replicate the same thing. The only thing I make sure is that you have object storage installed. That's because I know if you don't have it installed, I think it gives an error of some sort. I'm not sure exactly what error. Hello, Christopher. Come to the stream. So that guy's just gonna keep chugging along. And note this, I think it's wheat or barley was already dead before I even bought it, so I wish I would have saved it, but I couldn't, so. Yeah, if you don't have that object storage by GTX installed, it definitely will throw it for a loop, because for it to work right, I have to have it as a required mod, pretty much. It's either it gives that one error and just make sure it doesn't load anything, or it will fill your entire error log or your log with a bunch more errors. That, yeah, it's just easier, even if you're not going to use the object storage. It's fairly easy just to at least download it. It's just like a couple kilobytes, so definitely not anything major in a sense. So see, in most fields, whenever we're plowing and we have this area that goes between the fields, I would just say, oh, plow that in. But the fields are already giant enough, so you don't need to plow that in. I've actually minimized some of the field sizes quite a bit myself, so just some fields are just too big. Yeah, it's got one lap done now. Now time to go on the second headland and then start up down rows. I don't know where it will, but somewhere. So we should have also, for our straw needing reasons, we got a couple fields of oats. Or not oat, but barley planted. So just, you don't double crop up this far north, so I are you talking in the map or like in real life there, Christopher? So I do both, but I only talk about ever in game. So I was assuming you're talking about in game, but I just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Let's say we're probably pretty close to about 650. I would just be really close. Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably 650 is a fairly decent estimate. Because we haven't harvested every field yet, so. But like, yeah. So I'd say 650 is a solid number. So if you know what you're doing, it's relatively easy. Um are you like looking to like put in like Antler 22's alfalfa or something like that, or exactly, because he kind of gives a brief tutorial on it. I just imagine that's another video I could probably knock out and do real quick. Heck, that might be a tomorrow project. We'll see. What's up, KJ? Not much. We're just plowing some dead wheat in the ground and wrapping up corn harvest, getting ready to do beans. Well, be a late start for beans, but you know, we'll get it done. Luckily for beans, we'll only run one truck, so. Honestly, at this point, you might end up just getting a freaking mother bin for next corn harvest. You might be a little bit more efficient than that way. I can just run one truck, and voila. Uh, yeah. So he's got a little bit of a tutorial on it, regarding, um, like how to add it. If you follow along with the tutorial and you know basic XML stuff, should be relatively easy. I say relatively, yeah, it depends on your standard of easy. It's hard to describe without being like straight up show you. So awesome. Okay, well, glad we got that sorted out. So I just was like, that's the only issue I could think of, is if that mod was not installed. So I seen some of the weird mod sites picked it up, and I was like, oh boy. So yes, it doesn't link what it needs to link on those sites. So it's like basically just everyone will come crying to me for help because they bought it off a site that's not set up right to do it. So that's why you only get your mods directly from the people that published it. So don't go to modhub.us or any other sketchy mod sites. We hit 250. Ah, really close. Really close, 250. Let me guess, the grain cart tractor was sleeping again. Yep. I don't think he made a... So if you download that XML and you extract the files, there's like a little README inside of it that you can kind of read. And it'll kind of work you through. It basically will tell you what you need to copy and paste into what XML and stuff like that. So I'll try to remember to do a video sometime this week talking about it. Shouldn't be too crazy this week, but you never know. So but yeah, no, if you just download his alfalfa assets, I think it actually says something about it on the his itch page about it too. But if you download it, there'll be a little README in there that will kind of give you an idea of how to install it. Well, hopefully there's like 5 passes left and we're done with corn. It's been a lot of corn. I have never done a harvest this big of a certain one crop before. Besides forage harvesting. But that's kind of its own thing. So, but of a cereal crop, I would consider this a very, very large harvest. So I'm sure these trucks are also getting tired of having to drive through the field. There's just like no road that like connects to this field, so you just kind of have to set it up on the edge of the field and hope for the best. So I think for beans we're only going to run one truck because I don't think the yield will be as high as corn is. Yes. So if you like search like Antler 22 modding, it should, one of the links should be his itch page if I remember right. It says about 13 minutes left. 13 minutes till no more corn harvest. Praise the Lord. I think we'll actually take this truck and we'll use it to map for soybeans. Auto save. So I think we'll actually just call it right about here. And this is going to be fields 11, 12, and 11. Truck. Let's go 11. So remember, right, this loops back into the street down this way. We might just leave that set up that way and have it route that direction. It might be easier than trying to make the trucks turn around, especially if we're going to be unloading the grain cart on the road. I need to make it an actual road that leads all the way back, but I'll get the point done. Just trying to make sure it's tracked all the way, which it should be now at this point. So just go here and we're gonna load it at field 11 truckload. We'll empty at the bin site, and we're gonna be running soybeans. Soybeans, not sunflowers. So that should take off to drive to the loading point. We'll see how that goes. I said I think we're only going to use one truck for beans. If the yield gets going, we'll throw another half truck in there, but I don't think we'll need 2 full semis running. Unless the yield's like amazing, but I've never had that much yield from soybeans before, so I'm not holding my breath good. So that should be that short truck is heading out with this load. Corn here. Should be the last full grain cart, I'd assume. We'll see. I don't know how often it has to load. Definitely getting to be quite the trek across the field, though. I remember when we were like up here, and it seemed like it was just right there. It started doing its rows. Be nice when that field's done. I don't know what the heck we're gonna plant in it, but looks like it'll work all the way around, so that's a good sign. Wood less I have to set up. Bean harvest rolling here, so then we'll just bring the grain cart over and map its dump point, and voila. The only one downside that I know to just running one truck is if there's just like a little bit left over in the grain cart, it will wait for the truck to come back before it leaves because it wants to be completely empty. That's the only one downside to running one truck, is it can get caught up that way. That's why I think we got by with just one semi on that one cornfield because the yield's so low. But the way the corn yields, I just didn't want to have to wait for the grain cart to get empty to run and go empty. So it's like, for example, right here, like it's got 48.7 bushels in it. Like, if the truck wasn't here, the grain cart would still be waiting here until that half truck comes back. So definitely have to do a little bit of logistics. We definitely have another round of cutting that we can do. Honestly, we got 2 fields that can be cut. So we have this field, and this field can be cut. And honestly, this one can too. But we just don't need any more hay. We are stacked on hay. So, 159 square bales, 78 round bales. And then we also have our big round bales that I've been in the process of grinding. So, definitely almost done with corn harvest. This has felt like the longest corn harvest ever, mainly because it has been the longest corn harvest ever. But we have definitely put an insane amount of hours on everything. Combine's up to 12.4 hours. Dang. $8RX is, or not the 8RX because it's not tracked, but the 8R's been working. Got 25.1 hours on her. Definitely won't be worth much after we get done. I also really wish that when auto drives chasing a combine, you can just drive straight instead of doing this wiggle thing back and forth. It's really annoying. It's knocking it out quite quick. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thoroughly impressed. Try to see if this field up here needs plowing or if we can just do tillage to it. Well, it doesn't need to be, so we'll probably just run the double disc on it. Hopefully knock it out relatively quick. Basically, we have 2 discs that we will take and start ripping the ground with, or I guess cultivators. But get both of them going at 12 mile an hour, you can cover some ground pretty quick. So well, there she is. The last row of corn. Definitely have to swing the combine by the garage and repair it before we get going on beans. It's definitely gonna need it. Hopefully next corn harvest we have a little bit of a bigger grain cart so we won't constantly be having to feel like we're falling behind. That's where we'll have to run probably both trucks all the time. Big grain cart that's like 1,000 bushel. You definitely not just chill and relax with one. Or we run the mother bin route. That's also an option. I think if we run the mother bin route, we'd only have to use 1 truck. It's also a $130,000 investment though. So we'll empty this 1.8 bushels out, and then we will run her back to the shop, undo corn head, and get going on beans for a little bit here. They ain't done yet, so. That is a bouncy ride on either side of this grass road here. Very bouncy. Oh, there's a tree. Well, that wasn't good on the header. My defense, I did not see it. The way the camera sits up. Pull the header in. The snout's up. We have the fuel tank already over there by the bean field. So we'll just refill when we get over there. We will run to the shop and repair to an extent here. And we'll let autosave breathe for the moment, because it will, you don't let it breathe a little bit, it will get very little glitchy on you. Back around. Actually, I don't know if this will actually fit our shot. Be really freaking close. Really close. Pretty sure we're catching a collision. Darn. Curious to see if I have any. Eesh, that's an expensive repair. Expensive repair. Well, we'll go hop across the road and get going on beans. Hopefully the yield's not terribly insane. Well, I'd love for the yield to be insane, but I need to get the grain cart moved over to the bean field and get the corn trucks emptied and out of the way here. Yada yada yada. So we're just going to start at the lowest field and work our way up. I think that's the most efficient way and manner to go about this. So turn off the other drive nodes real quick. Just don't really necessarily like playing with those up. This is the most complex thing ever. There we go. Finally. So we're just going to clear a little notch out and then we'll map our course play out here. Yield's not horrible. Hopefully it's slower than corn. Might be a interesting little bit. We'll see what it does here with this giant island being in the middle of this field. We'll probably end up plowing it over. It's loading, just slowly, but it's loading. One thing Courseplay is not the biggest fan on is and it's done. It's just gonna be fun for the grain cart driver to chase, I feel like. Yeah, so that's gonna take off and get rolling here. Just want to make sure it takes off right. put it into rabbit mode and fly across the field. I say fly, but really we're gonna max at like 28. Trucker, I am doing pretty well. Just getting along, living along, yes. So. I will be honest, we will probably end the stream probably around 9:30ish. I did not get a whole lot of rest last night, so definitely. I don't know how that works, but okay. But yeah, no, we'll probably end the stream around 9:30 just because it's not overly popular, and to be honest, I'm tired, so. And we will go here. We're going to do is go here, and we're just going to send this truck solely to the bin site. And this truck we're just going to send to the yard. And we'll go back into this tractor. You know what we forgot to do was refill the combine. Oh well. Refill it in the field. That way so that truck isn't riding behind us the entire way. She's empty, she'll booger, that's for sure. That's gonna be weird. That truck's gonna go to the bin site and flip around that direction. Come on. Ain't got time for slow movers. Okay. Now that we're here, we're going to go here, open this up. And do this fairly simple here, just to have it be simple. I'll say wheel and pedals definitely makes auto drive courses a lot simpler. So one thing I've learned is to make sure the truck is always pulled up a little bit farther than the tractor, it works pretty good. So we're gonna go field 11 GC on load. And then we're just gonna go and make a point of field 11, and then we will go and look around. And we'll go 12. Gosh dang it. Field 12. Then we're gonna go point will be field 11. We're gonna go field 11 grain cart unload. We'll hit that. We will shuffle to find the combine. Man, this is interesting. And we're going to go field 11. That will automatically call for the grain cart. And this truck's set. Go here to this truck. And we're going to pull it out of the way. Actually, we'll just back it in over here. We had the other truck previously here. Of course, that truck's gonna be in our way. We'll park it down here too, I guess. Kind of like keeping the trucks down by the grain silo anyway. Makes it pretty easy when we need to grab a load of grain and get rid of it. My sprint isn't working right now, so damn, we're up to 15 viewers now. Dang. Started slow, we've done pretty good. I'm surprised. So we'll just back her back here. Along with this pad. That will do her. We're gonna go babysit the grain cart just to make sure it's gonna work right. Grab my Dr. Pepper to keep some caffeine rolling. I should be sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Just see how this works here. Surprised it's willing to unload in the grain. Or in the field itself, but the way it's kind of cut its course is definitely interesting. Let's see yield wise how this is. That's pretty green. Pretty much as green as 44 was when we were harvesting it, so that's good to fear. Definitely we'll get quite a few truckloads out of it. let's go make sure the plowing tractor that I sent off over here by himself he's still chilling with life. It kind of amazes me how like sometimes how the course play creates some of these courses. It's kind of cool. It's like it sent it all the way from working over there to over here to get this to get this bypass done. It's kind of neat. This is also interesting watching and seeing how it's doing the headland on this. Yield's pretty solid, I ain't gonna lie. For soybeans, it's pretty good. But, you know, we gotta get those screenshots in. Wouldn't be a stream if I wasn't out here trying to get screenshots. I'm actually good at 30 here. I'll go F1 to hide the HUD. Let's get a couple different angles and stuff here. Okay, back to normal. Always gotta get the screenshots. It's dusty. Curious to see how AutoDrive will handle that, making the call with the auger being in crop. Definitely interesting. Yeah, so I love it a lot whenever it can unload on the go instead of wasting time. Problem is on headlands it always says it's turning, so it will never unload on the go, unfortunately. It might, depending on how straight the edge is, but as you can see, the tractor just kind of I'm not necessarily trying to run out, but it's just kind of hanging out, so it's definitely interesting to see how it handles all the turns. Trying to do all these headlands. There's some that I really don't know what it's doing. Like doing the loop there, no clue. So I don't know if it's going to go straight or if it's going to cross over and go back on a normal headland route. Assuming it's just going to go around again on the headland. Yep. So basically it's just going to knock out the entire area around this little island before it starts going around again, which is probably good. I always said then the rest of the time they can just not have to deal with it. Told y'all it wasn't going to unload on the go. Should be pretty close to send it to go get a semi now, or at least. Or dump into the semi. This one's still chugging along. Definitely not realistic to be driving into the crop, but you know, if we were trying to be realistic, the headland should have went the other way around the island. But it goes the right way around the field, just not the right way around the island. Now we're at it, we will grab a screenshot of loading. Just why not? Just that one a little fast. And we'll zoom in to our field of view. F1. Made it a little bit too dark. I think the intensity is a little much. just a wee bit much. Okay, back to doing what we do. Let's go see which way this thing runs to the truck. Curious to see. See if it will hop on the points behind it and take the road all the way around, or if it will actually drive to where it should be driving to. Planning path. So while I have some of you guys on here, we're not doing a ton. Does the widescreen aspect go weirdly when watching these streams? I just want to know. I'm curious to see if, because I think it probably does, but I also don't watch the live streams, so I'm curious if it actually does or if it doesn't. So let me know in the comments if it's a weird aspect ratio or what. I've been debating about going back to a 16:9 monitor for my main monitor. I just haven't necessarily locked down to it yet. I think, I don't know which one has a higher refresh rate though. It's still just chugging along out here, but it's, well, so it's definitely covering some ground though. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna call it a wrap on a stream. I'd love to go for a little bit while longer, but I am honestly exhausted. It was a very long night. I didn't get to sleep till 4. I was back up at it at 7. So I am tired as tired can be, to be honest. So definitely appreciate you guys hopping on. It's been great talking with y'all, kind of messing around, doing things on the farm. I know probably not the most amazing live stream ever, but just something different. So, but yeah. So I do appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good evening, and yeah, hopefully we'll catch you again. Technically, we're on schedule to do one again tomorrow night, so we'll see how that goes. So, but yeah, so we'll catch you all next time.